Well, hello again, YouTube. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Mailbag. What's in the mailbag today? For Petey, we have just a couple. It's going to be a quick one. So I'll be here and then I'll be out of your hair in just a minute. Here we have, I ordered this a long time ago. This is a El Cheapo top loader chrome bridge for a guitar. So I have to see when this was promised and when it actually arrived. How much did I pay for it? Is it worth trying to get a refund on? Because if it's like super late, I don't really feel I should have to pay for it. You know? That bridge is for a first act Kitty guitar that has a built-in amp. Got the guitar for $10, and it had a pressed steel bridge that the string, the saddles was one piece of metal that was stamped at an angle, a real sharp angle, and that guitar, it was like this close, like, you know, put some real tuners on it, put a real bridge on it, and then it would be a lot closer to a playable instrument. Because as it was, it just drifted and it wasn't intonated at all. So with these 20 more bucks worth of parts, you know, I brought it around. I didn't get locking tuners. I think the tuners were $7 and the bridge was the same thing. I think it was $7. So that guitar is finished, and the improvements that I made to it, actually, like I said, it really. So here we have a big one. Not sure what this could be, unless it's a combined order that they put in a box, but I've never seen them do that. What will it be? What could it be? Whatever it is, I'm sure it's going to be fun, because I've been getting a lot of fun stuff lately. And it looks like it's Fragilio. This looks like it's some sort of a glass vessel. Oh, I know what this is. This is a 500 milliliter Erlenmeyer flask, and this is parts for an upgrade on this 250. I'm making this a big brother for this. That's a 250. This is a 500. So I've got, it's all glass. It's a glass down stem. And I've got two, I think they're 14 millimeter glass bowl pieces coming. And then I'll have to drill out the stopper. It'll come with actually that's sold separately, the stoppers, and they're not cheap. So when I get them, I order them from a place that will sell you two stoppers for the price of about what you pay, a little more than what the other supplier will get you for buying one. And then that way I have a spare in case I fudge the first one in drilling it out. Drilling in rubber is not really fun. I like to use my my step drill bit, and you kind of got to go over to get under on that. It's the way I would describe it. They really packed this well. This is the best packaging I've ever seen on a glass piece. So hats off to this supplier. They really did a good job. And you guys know I don't like to spend money when I don't have to. Or, you know, I don't like to spend money on silly things. If it's like, oh, I'm gonna buy myself a multi-effector, or I'm gonna buy a new guitar. That's great. That's the way to spend money, especially if you can find a deal, get something used, or like go on an auction site like shopgoodwill.com and get lucky on something. Like I got lucky on a $50 Strat. And I found myself having to ship some stuff, and I couldn't believe what they're charging for packing materials. It seems that they're hip. They realize that, hey, everyone is doing this online. People are selling stuff via eBay, so we can charge a ridiculous amount of money at places like Walmart for packing materials. Even at the dollar store, it's like, yeah, you can get like a 6-inch pad of packing material for $1.25. And you know, there was a story on our local AM news station. I think it's WVBM News, all news and traffic and weather, you know. And that story was that Dollar General or Dollar Tree, one of the big dollar stores, had recently come up with an economic plan about the future because of inflation, the rise in shipping costs. They're coming up with some new way to do things that's going to make sure that it stays fair to the consumer. Now, didn't they just raise the price on everything 25 cents? It went from the dollar store to the $1.25 store. And it's like, I'm guessing that's not enough to keep up with the shipping costs because of the fuel. And, you know, it's really scary if you're paying attention to food prices, and we're going to have to make some changes in the way that we consume, and just to stay relevant, just to stay afloat, you know. So yeah, here's where it gets a little wasteful. This last piece is where they splurge and go with this stuff, which I don't want to throw any of this away. I want to try to fold this up when I'm done. Get rid of the parts that are infected with the tape. And then fold this up and neatly store it in one of my storage areas here in this place for when I have to ship something. Then I will be prepared and I will have some packing materials, because when we went, we needed a little bit of bubble wrap, and it was like, are you kidding me? Like, I'll make do. I'll dig into my supply stash of grocery bags and make my own packing material out of that, rather than, you know, spend $8 to get the amount of packing foam that would be fair for this. So this is the Erlenmeyer. Wow, this is big. This is a big boy. This is a big boy. And the neck is nice and wide. I mean, I'm going to have to fit two 14 millimeter at least glass stems, or one 14, and then I could probably go with just a 10 for the output tube. But and I'm not sure about the length of the stem. I may very well have to extend it with a piece of rubber tubing. But I'm prepared for that. I've got everything that I need. I should have everything that I need here to pull this off, because I planned it pretty carefully. So I'm excited about that, getting this 500 going. This one here, recently the cork has been kind of a little bit like popping out. It's this air fitting here is making it bulge. It's making the cork bulge, and There really isn't. The way around this would be to eliminate this this air fitting here and just put in a 10 millimeter brass tube and cut this off and just have that directly connect there. But I can also carb it there by lifting up and cracking the seal. Then you can clear the chamber that way rather than constantly pulling, because this has begun to get gunked up in here and it doesn't want to slide nice anymore. So that means I'm going to have to be cleaning it or, you know, retire this. So we'll see how it works. That 250 piece really served me well. I rebuilt it. Just got to figure out a way to clean this. Why is this gummed up? Why is it not? Why is it grabbing so much? Is this the pipe out of round, or is it just that it's fouled and needs to be cleaned up? So there you go, another exciting episode of Mailbag, what's in the mailbag for Petey. I gotta wait till those other parts come in and then I'll give you a tour on this one. But this fits really nice in the hand. I've got to measure this inner diameter and see what I've got coming. But they do sell some stopper type stuff at the local hardware, at the Home Depot and at the Menards. They have that stuff there. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this one. I will talk to you guys soon. You should pop over to my buddy Pink Jimmy Photon, his channel. He does a dungeon tour where he shows off his work area, his storage area, where he's got all of his pedals and his music gear stored down there. And it's really something to see. He could very easily just charge admission and open it up as the rock and roll exhibit, the equipment, the gear that rocked the world museum, Pinkster style, because it's really something to see. Check that video out, you'll enjoy it. That's Pink Jimmy Photon channel, and the video is I'll put a link down there so you guys could just click on it and give him some love. Let him know, say, hey, Petey sent me. If you hop over there and you do watch the video, and you will enjoy it. He's a good friend of mine, and I like watching. I met him through his content. I just, you know, we do the same thing with building pedals, and he had done some, I think it was a Escobedo circuit, like a PWM or something, and he was sitting at a kitchen table talking about it, and it really, like, at first, like, anytime you meet somebody that's very similar to you, you'll, like, have your guard up, like, wow, who is this joker? And it was like, man, he won me over so quickly because of his style, his sense of humor, his humility, the whole thing, and most importantly, the sense of humor. So we've become to be dear friends, and I know you guys, if you enjoy what I do, you would really enjoy this as well. So you might want to check that out. I thank you for joining me on this one. Take care of yourselves, hug your pets, and peace.